Greetings. I'm here with Daniel Chavez, CEO of Dextra Technologies. Daniel, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Frank.
So I want to talk about why companies go near shore, but before we do that, there's an interesting story behind Dextra Technologies. Could you give us kind of a brief history, if you would?
Of course. Well, Dextra was founded in 1997 by a large multinational corporation in Mexico, and that corporation set their sights on technology investments in the Silicon Valley in the late 90s. So Dextra was founded as a software company with the objective of providing software services to those investments. Unfortunately, we'll know what happened to the dot-com implosion of those years, and the company decided to divest itself from Dextra Technologies. They didn't want to continue on the technology path. So a group of employees and some investors took the company from their hands in 2003.
Okay. So Silicon Valley companies could be a pretty tough client. I would think things like speed and pressure were pretty much commonplace.
Absolutely. It's a different environment.
Okay.
But we managed to convey trust. We managed to be able to ramp up fast and compete against other options that they had. And that environment or that culture stayed with us over the years.
So I want to come back to trust and culture in a couple of minutes, but let's start with why companies go near shore. Before we even talk about Mexico, most organizations outsource to India. They still do, and they probably will for many years. However, more and more, and you're well aware of this, are diversifying and shifting to near shore and shifting to Mexico. Why do you see that happening?
I see that as some hedge strategy that they want to do on their outsourcing strategy. They want to make sure that there's other geographical locations that they can tap into. Second is distance. It's a kind of difficult to fly to India on the spur of notice. I mean, on the spur of a moment and try to find or solve a problem. Flying down to Monterrey or any city in Mexico, it's about an hour, a couple of hours from most cities in the States. So that's very easy to do. And third is you're getting to see a lot of talent in Mexico. There's every year 90,000 computer science graduates come on stream. So that's part of what they do.
I'm curious, is there any, is one of the drivers the fact that the Spanish language is being a significant, popular language here in the States? Do you see that playing out at all, or not really?
No, I think that what's happening is that Mexico has been a U.S. neighbor forever. So there's a lot of culture flows, there's a lot of communication flows back and forth. So most of us have been involved with the U.S. in any way or another. So we understand the culture here. We understand the language. That's a big reason on why, many northern cities and or even Mexico City or Guadalajara, they've got a lot of English-speaking engineers that can actually work for U.S. companies very easy. And you see a lot of foreign direct investments from U.S. companies, whether it's in Monterrey, whether it's in Guadalajara or Mexico City. They've got a lot of technology companies, whether it's Oracle, whether it's IBM, whether it's HP, based in Mexico.
And one other point you mentioned earlier today, you were talking that I believe close to 90% of your clients are US based. Do I have that right?
That is correct, because since our inception, we were focused on nearshore. That's very important. So we have the know-how to be able to convey trust, to put the right processes in place, whether it's software processes, communication processes, that allow them to trust us, Dextra. And we are about reducing risk, about delivering, and about total cost of ownership, which is very important. At the end of the day, there's a lot of productivity gain from being on the same time zone and being close by. So that's how we try to do things.
Great. So let's wrap on that point. Daniel, thank you very much.
You're welcome.